Hey guys, Hans Opma here, and today I'm going to talk about choosing which accents you are going to learn. Obviously, sometimes a person needs to choose a specific accent for a specific project, and they should just set about doing that, and I have other videos about how to set up oneself to learn an accent. In my own case, it was important for me to choose the 3 accents that were most useful for me for casting. In my case, that was Russian, German, and French, and that is partly because I spoke those languages to varying degrees, but also because it fit well into my casting. This was also, I think, in the end, a smart choice for me because these accents have been useful for me to branch into other accents. For example, I recently played a role playing a Norwegian person, and I mostly have not done a lot of Norwegian accent work before. What was important to do was to draw which of the accents I already knew very well that I could then morph into something that would be useful for the project. So I took the German accent, I diminished certain things that are necessarily German, and I added some small qualities that are necessarily Norwegian. And then I arrived at something that would be useful for the project. That is not to say, actually, that my accent was exactly like somebody from Norway, because I think that is not always the purpose of an accent. We are creating entertainment, and we need something that's believable, that's enjoyable, and that helps tell the story. If you meet the average Norwegian person out in society in cosmopolitan Britain or the United States, oftentimes they don't have almost any accent at all, and in this particular project that was not going to be helpful. Rather, I chose to kind of change my R's more than the average Norwegian person does. Because again, in terms of telling the story, this person is supposed to be almost foreignly Norwegian in a way that most people are not if you just meet them in, again, cosmopolitan society. So with my Russian accent, I've changed it slightly and played Hungarians, Czechoslovakians, Romanians. If I got a Polish accent, I again would begin with a Russian accent and then shift it around. French has been an interesting one because French is rather specifically French. It is, of course, the case that if one were playing somebody from Belgium or from Quebec, one would then begin with a French base. Sometimes I've gotten auditions for things that are simply supposed to be somebody who is mysterious and European, which in the United States is a thing. While European means so many things, it's almost embarrassing to talk about somebody having a European accent. However, if one says, okay, what do you mean by European? You mean somebody who has a certain sort of air about them that is foreign, that is not American, and that is European. Also, in most cases, that is referring to somebody, at least in the American mind, that is not British, even though British is, according to some people, European. To sum that up, in choosing one's accents, if one does not have something specific to learn, I think it's wise to choose things that match one's casting and that can be easily morphed into other things. Please leave comments and ask any questions of what you'd like to have videos made about in the future.